Hello and welcome to the second type of functions that take a parameters. Okay, now think of a function that take a parameters is just we are gonna put a variables inside the functions, but we are gonna put it in different way. So let's put everything in action to make sure that you understand. So I'm gonna define a function. Let's name it, for example, print name or anything, print my name. Okay, so the parameters that we are gonna put, it's here, we are gonna put it right here. Okay, so what I'm gonna type, I'm gonna add a variable of type string, and we put it like this. Okay, we are not gonna use the var keyword. Okay, in functions we are just gonna put the name of the variable, then the type. Okay, you must add the type. Okay, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use this variable inside my function. Simply just type enter or print name. Okay, now you may be thinking I didn't assign any value to it. Okay, if we run our application it will print nothing. Okay, but actually we assign a value once we call it. So if you type print my name, the name of the function, and here as you can see we cannot leave it empty. It's expecting from us to type the name, which we should be in string. Okay, oops, I'm gonna enter, for example, Chris Rob, okay, or whatever. Now let's go ahead and run our application and see how it's gonna work. Okay, so it should be printing Chris Rob for us. Yeah, it's do. Okay, so now as you can see guys, it's really simple. We are gonna use another type of functions, or sorry, another example we're gonna take. So I'm gonna type print fun, add numbers, for example. It will take the number one. Okay, number one of type int, and number two also of type int. Okay, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create var should be sum, it's equal to number one plus number two. Okay, last but not least, I'm gonna print the sum for you guys. Okay, now once we call this function, it's just simple function that would put together. Okay, calculate two numbers together and print it for us. Okay, this is from the previous video. Okay, you should be familiar with this code. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna here call these functions, call this function by its name. I'm gonna pass two numbers. The first one is the number that the two numbers that I want to calculate. So let's run our application and we should get 5. Okay, because that's what we are saying in our code. So as you can see guys, it's actually got printed, but it's printed on the end of a probe. So we should, instead of print, let's make it print ln. Okay, and we should be in a great place. Okay, let's run it once again to see how it's gonna look. So as you can see, we got 5. Now guys, it's really simple. So the difference between the previous type and this type is actually, instead of creating the variables inside this function, inside the function itself, just pass them as a parameters. Okay, there is no real magic. So what I'm gonna do here in the middle, I'm gonna create a function print name, just called to print name. Okay, then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create a var, name it name. Okay, and of course I'm gonna make it string, it's equal to Chris Rob. Okay, oops, we should put it in double quotation. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna print ln, okay, the name. Simple as that. Okay, so as you can see guys, here what we are doing, we are creating the variable inside the function, the previous type. But here we are passing the parameters. We are gonna get the same result. I'm gonna run, oops, we forgot to call it. So here I'm gonna call it. Okay, just type a print name, and I'm gonna run our application once again. So as you can see guys, there is no real magic goes here, all the same. but we are using the variables as a parameter. So as you can see, it's really simple. So guys, go ahead and make your own functions. Okay, you may be wondering what's going on here. We are not get something new. Okay, but believe me, these functions and this stuff will be very handy in Android Studio, and I will prove that to you once we come to Android Studio. Thank you guys so much for watching. We are gonna take the last type in the next video, and bye bye.